Hello friends, and welcome to today's video where we're going to talk about the Mama nominees. Now here's the thing, yes I'm late, they technically came out this morning, but the thing is I knew I would have a lot to say and I didn't want to feel rushed, and I knew if I made this before I went to work I would be rushed and I wouldn't be able to flush out my full thoughts. So we waited, you're getting it now, deal with it. Here's my plan for this video, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to start with just some general info. Okay, then we're gonna run through the nominees. Like, I'm gonna go through each and every nominee. We're gonna finish with the daesangs for obvious reasons, and then closing it out, I'm gonna give you my general thoughts, my overall feelings on this list of nominations. Now, because that's a lot, I have a beverage. This is a spiked Simply lemonade. This is strawberry lemonade. It's very good. I haven't opened it yet, but it's very good. I'm excited for that. But we have some disclaimers before we continue. Really, just the one. I'm on occasion going to be giving opinions in this video, and I would like to stress they are all opinions. If I say your fave shouldn't have even been nominated, that's fine. You can totally disagree. They were nominated, so at the end of the day, they got the nomination, and I am just some random person on the internet. Like, my opinion is meaningless to you, so keep that in mind. And also, I will put in the description the Soompi article. As always, it will have all the nominees. You can look at it if you want to, you do not have to. First, let's talk category changes. There are really three that I want to point out. The first one being, they completely removed the best band performance category. Like, I get it. Bands aren't as really big as they were when they started the category, and even for the past couple of years. However, it does suck for the Extraordinary Heroes fans because they were probably a shoo-in for this win. They also changed the very poorly named Best Hip Hop and Urban Music category to Best Rap and Hip Hop, which I would say feels like a better name. Like, it doesn't give racist. The last shift is just they announced nominees for Best Music Video. They, for the past, I think 5+ years now, have just been telling us the winner, and they said they won this award, cool, moving on. This year, we have nominees, so that's fun. Now, let's get into the actual nominees, and as always, Soompi article in the description, that's the order I'm going in. I didn't care enough to change the order. This isn't like where there's, like, the order is fine, it's the order we're going in. So, starting us off, we have Best New Male Artist, where our nominees are Boy Next Door, Psychers, Rise, Zero Base One, and Even. I honestly don't have a ton to note here. Like, the frontrunners are very clearly just going to be Rise and Zero Base One. It's going to depend on how biased Mnet chooses to be at the end of the day more than anything else, if I had to guess. Because, like, if they choose, like, oh, we're going to give it to our group, it'll go to Zero Base One. Although, to be fair, it's not like it would be unreasonable for them to win. It's just the fact that Rise is doing so well that it would feel a little weird if they didn't win. I will also say I would have loved to see a Lunate or Zodiac nomination, honestly, because I really like both of their discographies. Plus, I was kind of surprised Plave didn't get nominated for anything, since, like, they just had a #1 album that sold, I think, like 300,000 copies, which is more than most of these groups are selling, so, like, it was weird. Now, for the female version, Best New Female Artist, where our nominees are Adja, L's Up, Limelight, Kiss of Life, and Triple S. And honestly, I was thinking about it a couple days ago, and I was like, who the hell is gonna win this award? Because, like, compared to last year, right? There was a war going on over who was gonna win this award last year. There were literal feuds on Twitter. Like, people were violent. By comparison, it's like, I don't even know who Adja is. Like, who are they? Realistically, this is probably gonna go to Elzup just because who else would it go to? It's not even an Mnet being biased thing, although we do know Mnet is biased as hell. It's more just there's not a ton of competition. On to the next category, which is Best Male Group, where our nominees are going to be EXO, NCT Dream, 17, Stray Kids, Twixt, and Treasure. And realistically, it'll probably go to 17. Failing that, it'll go to Stray Kids. However, I can dream of a dream win. Also, I was kind of surprised because going into this list, like, for the past week, I've just been guessing who the nominees are going to be. And going in, I was expecting a 127 nomination. And then I looked, they didn't get nominated last year either. What is happening? Like, 127 is popular. I was really confused by that. Plus, I say this as an EXO stan. Okay, like, I have been an EXO stan since 2015. I remember when Call Me Baby came out. I don't think they should have been nominated here. I get it's more of a legacy thing than anything else. Like, they are EXO after all. But, like, if you compare it to the other nominees on this list, like, other than them and Treasure, everyone sold minimum 3 million copies of their albums. And it's just like, EXO's song didn't chart super well either. It was just a choice. It was a choice. Now, for Best Female Group, where our nominees are aespa, Giddle, IVE, LE SSERAFIM, NewJeans, Twice. And just like with EXO, I think Twice is more of a legacy thing than anything else. Like, again, they're Twice. But realistically, it literally should have gone to either of the other JYP girl groups. Like, remember when NMIXX had a top 10 this year? Remember when NMIXX had a top 10 on the Weekly Melon charts? I forgot about that until this very moment. But also, like, ITZY's been selling crazy albums, and Cake is charting better than whatever Twice put out, so they probably should have gotten the nomination. In terms of the winners, though, I think this is just going to be another year of IVE versus NewJeans, only this time I think NewJeans is probably going to win. However, personally, I would like to see LE SSERAFIM win, not because I like LE SSERAFIM the most on this list, I don't, but because I feel like they don't get the attention they deserve. Like, LE SSERAFIM is secretly one of the top girl groups that's currently active, but I feel like no one acknowledges that fact, and I feel like a Mama win would definitely be a point in their favor. On to the soloist section, where we're going to start with Best Male Solo Artist, and our nominees for this one are Im Young-un, Park Jae-jung, Taeyang, and then the Bangtan members Jimin, Jungkook, and Tae. And frankly, I'm kind of surprised we didn't get a Yumi nomination as well, because his album also sold really well, and his solo single, the one with IU, charted way better than most of the Bangtan solos, I'll simply say. So, while I am a very big fan of Like Crazy, I honestly think he should have gotten this nomination instead of Jimin. As for the winner, again, it's going to depend on how biased Mnet wants to be. If they choose to give it to a Bangtan member, it better be Jungkook, because that is the correct answer. He had by far the most successful year as a soloist. But if they choose to be more realistic, let's say, then Im Young-un should probably win. Like, the chokehold that man has on the Korean charts is insane. Meanwhile, for Best Female Solo Artist, we have Hwasa, Somi, Jihyo, Jisoo, Yena, and Chaeyeon. Now, this is one of those categories where there is a very clear right answer, because this category is decided on a combination of album sales and digitals. And the front runner for both is Jisoo. I will also say this category does feel a little lackluster just to me, because I feel like we didn't really have that massive female soloist hit this year. Like, yeah, we had Flower, it's doing well, it did well, but in comparison to prior years, like last year we had I Envy You. The year before that we had Celebrity. Like, we used to have these monster female solo hits. Part of that is probably just the fact that IU hasn't put anything out this year. But I just feel a little disappointed with this category. We have now finished with the artists, other than Artist of the Year that we'll get to at the end, obviously, but we have entered song territory. These are now the song awards, and more specifically, we've entered dance performance territory. There are 4 separate, distinct categories here, and the first one we're going to start with is Best Dance Performance by a Male Soloist. Our nominees for this one are Jimin's Like Crazy, Jungkook's 7, Taeyang's Vibe, Taeyong's Shalala, and Jonghyun's Rover. Now, the thing is with this one, this is another lackluster category for me, because from a success standpoint, like realistically speaking, 7 should absolutely win. It was by far the biggest hit on this list. But I also don't really think of most of these songs as having that impressive of choreography, if I'm being honest, 7 included. Like, if 7 won, I like the song, so I wouldn't be too mad, but I don't really think about it as having that intense choreography, if you know what I mean. Also, since we're here, Key should have been nominated either for this or for something else. I want a Key nomination, okay? Like, I ask for so little. All I really want, well, I ask for a lot. But in this specific moment, I just want a Key nomination. Now, for Best Dance Performance by a Female Solo Artist, where our nominees are going to be Hwasa's I Love My Body, Jisoo's Flower, Jihyo's Killing Me Good, Chaeyeon's Knock, and Somi's Fast Forward. And while I do enjoy this list, not enjoy, but I do prefer this list over the male soloist list, again, like, Jisoo's still very much the front runner for this award. But, like, my issue is with really all the dance categories, I feel like we've lost the days where the Dance Performance Award went to songs that you actually watched be performed and you were like, that is some insane choreography. Like, it's not totally lost, but it has been greatly lost, let's say, because these songs, to me, are less about the actual performance and more just who had a popular song this year. Anyway, now for the groups. Starting us off, we have Best Dance Performance by a Male Group, and our nominees are NCT Dream with Candy, NCT 127 with AO, 17 with Super, Stray Kids with S-Class, Tux with Sugar Rush Ride, and Z-Bone with In Bloom. Now, I would like to stress the following statement by pointing out the category, the criteria I mean, This award essentially is primarily determined by streams. And with that in mind, I think Candy should win. Candy is one of the most streamed boy group songs of 2023. I think the only one that's really in competition is Super. And for the record, Super is probably going to win. But I want Candy. I'm biased. And also, like, Candy just has really cute, really memorable choreography. And it would be a nod to Hot, which I don't know if it matters, but if it's nostalgia bait that gets Dream the win, I'll take it. I will point out that I'm kind of shocked ATEEZ or ENHYPEN weren't nominated here. Like, I get that they didn't make it into the best male group category. That isn't weird to me. Well, ENHYPEN's a little weird, but it's not super weird to me. But I feel like this would have been the place to put them because neither one got any nominations this year. Okay, we've made it to the final dance performance category. This is insane, but whatever. The nominees for this one are Gittle with Queen Card, LE SSERAFIM with Unforgiven, IVE with I Am, aespa with Spicy, NewJeans with Ditto, and STAYC with Teddy Bear. And this is another one. There is an obvious answer. NewJeans Ditto is almost certainly going to win. Like, I would be shocked if it doesn't. The only thing with this one is, again, I hate this list. This one is for different reasons, I will concede, but it makes me angry. Like, I'm going to talk about it later. I do hate this list, though. Like, I hate it a lot. Now for vocal territory, best vocal performance, starting off with best vocal performance by a solo artist, where we have the following nominations. I've messed up this list like 4 times, so I'm quite literally going to read it off my laptop, and we all just have to be okay with that. Cool? Cool. Our nominees are Dawn's Dear My Light, Imogen's Ordinary Confession, Im Young-woong's London Boy, Park Jae-jung with Let's Say Goodbye, and Tae with Love Me Again. And I feel like this is yet another category that will almost entirely be determined on how biased Mnet feels to be, because Mnet, to be fair, has been riding HYBE's dick for a very long time now, like easily the past 2 years, so I wouldn't be overly shocked if Tae gets the win. That said, from a charting standpoint, it should go to Park Jae-jung or Im Young-woong. Again, Im Young-woong has the charts in a chokehold that I feel like can only be rivaled by IU. Like, it is insane how much he will dominate any given chart, but realistically, one of them should probably win it. I do also want to specifically point out, because I think it's interesting, there is not a woman on this list, and even spoilers for best vocal performance by a group, Akmu's nominated, Soohyun is the only woman there. Like, I think it's interesting. I don't know who I would have picked instead. I don't have an option that I would think of off the top of my head. I just think it's interesting they're all male artists. As for best vocal performance by a group, I'm gonna again read it off my laptop, because I continue to forget the songs. We have Akmu's Lovely, BTOB's Wind and Wish, Bangtan's Take 2, MC The Max's Eternity, and Melomance's A Shining Day. Now, I have 2 guesses for this award. The first one is just Bangtan, because this is one of the only nominations they got this year. They only had 2 real nominations. I don't count Worldwide Fans' Choice or whatever, for the record. So this is one of their only nominations, and I wouldn't be overly shocked if Mnet gave it to them. However, if we want to be, let's say, more accurate, Akmu absolutely should win this. Akmu is currently #1 on the charts. They have been for over a month now. I don't think it's a leap to say they should be winning this award, but we will have to wait and see. Now for the far better named Best Rap and Hip Hop Performance, where we have the following nominees. Ash Island's Goodbye, Jay Park featuring Zion T with Candy, Zero Park's Christian, and then the Bangtan members Yoongi and Hoseok with People Part 2 featuring IU, and On the Street featuring J. Cole. Now here's the thing about this category. I don't actually care about this category that much, and I don't care who wins it as a lead artist, but there are 2 featured artists, specifically the 2 featured artists in the Bangtan songs that I want to win. The first is Hoseok's feature, aka J. Cole. I have been a J. Cole stan for years now. I think he is one of the most talented, currently active rappers. I can tell you the first time I ever heard a J. Cole verse, I was listening to the Blueprint 3. He is featured on the song A Star Is Born. Ever since then, I've been obsessed, and I think it would be really cool if he won. I know, like, he has done far more impressive things than win a Mama, but I think it would be cool if he won. However, personally, I think Yoongi's gonna win. His song was the most successful one here, and I'm okay with that, because I kind of want IU to win. I said last year when Jay Park got nominated with Ganadara that I wanted IU to win because I thought it would be funny, and then he did. And I want it to happen again. The only other female artist to have multiple wins in this category is Heize, so I think it would be amusing if the other one was IU. Next, we have Best Collaboration, where our nominees are Expectations by Anne Marie and Minnie, Hopeless Romantic by Big Naughty and Soohyun, Busuk Soon's Fighting, which features Lee Young-ji, Jungkook and Lotto's 7, and Taeyang and Jimin's Vibe. And I think it's pretty obvious Seven's gonna win. Like, I can't imagine any other song winning. Like, yes, Vibe and Fighting were both popular. Fighting in particular, very popular. But, like, Seven already was, like, it went #1 on the Melon charts. It is one of the most streamed songs of 2023 already. Like, I would be very shocked if it didn't win. Next, we have Best OST, where we have the following: Big Naughty's With Me, Bangtan's The Planet, Im Jae-hyun's Heaven, Tux's Goodbye Now, and Paul Kim's You Remember. Yes, I'm reading them off my list. There's a lot of songs, okay? Anyway, if we're being honest, I do not care about this award. Like, I have very rarely cared about who wins Best OST. I'm not gonna start now. Like, I don't care. Here are my thoughts, okay? I could see them giving it to Bangtan because, again, Bangtan has 2 nominations this year. They have, for the past several years, I'm pretty sure, walked out as the most awarded artist. So, not really a leap for me to expect them to get the win here. But also, I wouldn't mind seeing the Tux win. Okay, last non-Daesang award, and it is Best Music Video, where, as previously mentioned, we actually have nominees this year. And they are IVE with I Am, Gittle with Queen Card, S-Class by Stray Kids, 17 Super, 7 by Jungkook, and Jisoo's Flower. And honestly, I have no earthly idea how this award is picked. Like, does it go to the most aesthetically pleasing? Is it the coolest? I feel like in that case, the higher your budget, the better your shot. Like, here's my theory, okay? Conspiracy theory time. I think this is one of those awards that just kind of exists and doesn't really have a definition, because if I had to guess, it's probably for, like, if IVE hadn't won anything, they'd give this one to IVE so that IVE at least walked out with a win. Just a theory. I'm not part of the Mama voting committee. I don't fucking know. Now for the diss songs. 2 things. 1, I'm skipping Worldwide Icon. It's stupid. But for the diss songs, I'm not running through all the nominees, because simply every artist who was nominated in an artist category and every song that is nominated in a song category is nominated for that respective, like, artist/song of the year. I don't feel like rereading that entire list to you, so every song I mentioned gets a nomination for Song of the Year. Every artist that was nominated in an artist category is nominated for Artist of the Year. I will, however, give you my top 5-ish. First up, we have Song of the Year, and if I had to do top picks, I would quite literally just pick the songs that have been #1 on the Weekly Melon chart, aka Ditto, I Am, Queen Card, Lovely, and 7. Oh, and Spicy. Spicy was #1. Those would be my top picks, but, like, realistically, it's gonna go to Ditto. Like, I can't imagine it going to anything else. This is one of those years, I feel like going into the Mamas, there are either the years where you could theoretically see someone else winning, and then there are the years where, like, there is a very clear and obvious answer. This is one of those years. Like, it's very clear. I will be shocked. I will be shocked if Ditto doesn't win. Do I like Ditto as a song? Not really. I prefer Super Shy. I wouldn't be overly pissed if Super Shy won Song of the Year, but it wasn't nominated. And for, Ditto spent 14 weeks at #1. It's gonna win. Now for the less obvious Artist of the Year. For this one, I do actually have, like, logical guesses, which are just IVE, NewJeans, 17, NCT Dream, and Gittle. However, realistically, if I had to guess, this is probably going to be another fight between IVE and NewJeans. If I could choose in the world, I would give it to IVE for no other reason than, again, NewJeans is going to win Song of the Year. I would like for IVE to win Artist. Lastly is Album of the Year, and they actually never announce nominees for Album of the Year, which doesn't matter because it is always the highest selling album that year. So it's going to go to 17's FML. Like, 17's FML was the highest selling album this year. If it doesn't go to that, it'll go to Stray Kids. I will be shocked if it doesn't go to either one of them. Okay, we have now done all the nominees, all the awards that I plan on discussing. And my general thoughts. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed because the nominations, not that the nominations themselves are disappointing, just they're pretty obvious. This whole past week, I've been trying to guess who would be nominated, and I've been pretty accurate with tremendous ease. I think of the categories that I actually care about, like, I didn't try and guess Best OST because I don't care, but it was mostly the artist categories and then performances by male and female group, and I guessed most of them. Which brings me to less overall thoughts, more 2 core changes I would like to see implemented in the Mamas going forward. First, hear me out. I want you to go with me on this one, okay? If you are nominated for Best Female Group, you may not also be nominated for Best Female Group's Dance Performance, like, subcategory. Best Dance Performance by a Female Group. That's what it's called. Same thing with the male groups, like, because this year, for example, every single female group was nominated for Best Dance Performance by a Female Group, with the sole exception of Twice, who got replaced with Stacey. I will concede, this is not a new thing. I was checking the past couple years, and it's pretty much always been like this. It's not a new issue, but it still bothers me. And I think this would provide a lot more variety in the things, because you could keep the Best Male Group category. I honestly think that is a more impressive win anyway. But for the Best Dance Performance category, you could give it to groups like ATEEZ and ENHYPEN and the other groups that didn't make it into that Best Male Group category, instead of just having it be like one or two groups get switched out and then the lists are essentially the same. Another change, this is one I would kill for. I feel like it was an unofficial rule for a while, but if you win one Daesang, you cannot win any others. If you win Song of the Year, congratulations, you had Song of the Year. You cannot also win Artist of the Year. If I could only get the one change, this is the one I would want, because I think it would be so much more interesting for the big award. Like, for years, Bangtan has walked out with a minimum 3 Daesangs, and it's boring. I know they're not going to walk out probably with any this year, if I had to guess. I'll be shocked if they win Artist or Song. No, they can't win Artist. They were nominated for an Artist category. I would be shocked if they won a Song of the Year, or like, I could see them winning Worldwide Icon. I'll be pissed if they do. But I just think it would give a lot more variety. It would be a lot more interesting if you couldn't sweep any Daesangs. However, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. As warnings going forward, my personal choices, like, I'm going to make another video with my picks, who I'm voting for, and that'll be out probably next week, because it's Thursday. So that'll be out whenever it's out, and you can check that out when it comes out. But until then, comment what you want down below. Comment your thoughts on all the nominees. Comment your thoughts on who should have been nominated, who shouldn't have potentially been nominated, various snubs. Comment what you want. You can also like and subscribe if you want to or don't. I'll be okay either way. And yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!